With the season now over, it's time to evaluate the Philadelphia Eagles for the 2021 season. And one of the biggest players that needs to be evaluated is Jalen Hurts. Obviously, the performance he had against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was very underwhelming. He didn't play well, he didn't handle the pressure well, he missed a lot of throws, and he turned the ball over. All things you're not supposed to do. But the question is, did Jalen Hurts prove himself to be the quarterback next season? And there's a lot of people who believe he's had, and there's a lot of people, especially right now, who think he's terrible and the Eagles should get rid of him and look at the other options. So first off, the easiest thing you want to do is, what were Jalen Hurts' stats this season? So he played in 15 games. He threw for 3,144 yards and 16 touchdowns with 9 interceptions at a 61.3 completion percentage. When you look at those stats just on his passing, they're underwhelming. They are pretty underwhelming. You would have expected maybe at least 20 touchdown passes. Even at the pick, there were a few more interceptions, maybe a few more yards. You kind of expect a little bit more from your quarterback. Only 3,100 yards, only 16 touchdowns. That's kind of disappointing for your quarterback. It truly is. But when you go ahead and you look at Jalen Hurts' rushing stats, it adds a little more information to the formula. He went ahead and rushed for 139 rushes for 784 yards and 10 touchdowns, averaging about 5 yards a carry. So you go ahead and you add Jalen Hurts' rushing stats. They look a lot nicer if you add them to the passing stats. He had about 3,800 yards, 20 touchdowns, with only 9 interceptions, and I think maybe he had a fumble or two. Looking at the stats right now, I'm not really seeing anything with it right now, but the fumbles he lost, it wasn't horrible. So when you look at that as a whole, you're like, Hurts wasn't that bad. But the issue of Hurts is never his rushing ability. He's a talented runner. He knows how to make plays with his legs. His problem is the passing. And early in the year, he really struggled as a quarterback. He struggled hitting guys open. When he started the run in the pocket, he literally just took off and ran. He didn't look downfield. He didn't take his time with his progressions. He was looking at his first read. If that wasn't there, he was running. And when he did look at all of his reads, he would only throw it when the guy was wide open. You can't do that in the NFL. You got to be able to throw players open. The great ones do it. We saw what Tom Brady did. Yeah, early in the first half, Brady was missing some of his receivers. But he wasn't missing them because he was just fully off. It was him and the receivers didn't have their timing. These are receivers he hasn't really played with, so they're going to have issues with timing. And that is something that Jalen Hurts is going to have to learn to do. How many times this season have we seen film where you have Devontae Smith running wide open and Jalen Hurts just misses him? And that was something that happened again today. There was a play in the first quarter where Dallas Goedert was wide open over the middle. Instead, Jalen Hurts rolls to his left, throws it to Rager, it gets tipped to the line, and it's almost intercepted. There was a play later in the game where Hurts has Quez Watkins deep. Quez beat his man, but Hurts overthrows him. There's been too many times where Jalen Hurts has not made the layup throws. Those throws where a quarterback sees this guy open, he hits him for a touchdown, makes the defense pay. And the way Tampa Bay played him today was kind of how a lot of defense should be playing Jalen Hurts in the future. Stop the run, let the Eagles know, hey, you have to throw the ball to beat us, because the Eagles right now are a team, they cannot beat you when throwing the football. It's simple as that, and the Eagles do have weapons. Devontae Smith is a guy that he should be more featured in this offense, but for whatever reason, the Eagles haven't really featured him enough. Dallas Goedert has shown potential to be a top 5 tight end in this league. Quez Watkins is probably one of the fastest players in the NFL. He has shown that repeatedly. But the Eagles have been missing on these plays all season, and it was nothing new against Tampa Bay in the playoff game. So when everyone talks about Jalen Hurts not being the guy, these are the things that they typically look at. But there's other intangibles with it as well. Jalen Hurts has proven to be a leader. He takes responsibility, he works with the guys, he's a very hard worker, and this team has gravitated around Jalen Hurts. That's something you can't take away from Jalen Hurts. He has earned the respect of this football team, and they'll run through a wall for him. And that's something that's very special. There was another quarterback in here who had issues with that, and there's a reason why he was sent to Indianapolis. Because I guess him and the team didn't gravitate together. They didn't feel like they meshed well together. There's a reason why they sent Carson to Indy. And Jalen became the guy. And also there's the fact of Jalen Hurts is special with those legs. He can make guys miss. He can make plays with his legs. His issue is he needs to develop that passing game. And that is the thing that's going to be the ultimate question on whether Jalen Hurts can be the guy going forward for the Eagles. Not just for next year, but for the next 10 years. If Jalen Hurts can never develop his arm, he won't be anything in this league. But the real question is there going to be anybody who the Eagles could replace Hurts with if they go down that direction? And this is something that the Howie Roseman or whatever GM the Eagles possibly bring in and Jeffrey Lurie are going to have to figure out. Do they believe Jalen Hurts could be the guy? Now, if they come to the decision that Jalen Hurts isn't the guy, the Eagles very well have options out there. You know, everyone's heard about the issues that Russell Wilson and Seattle have had. You know, Howie Roseman, Russell Wilson's that special gem that he wanted so badly and missed out on. So here's an opportunity for Howie to possibly go ahead and get Russell Wilson to be his quarterback. There's also, if Deshaun Watson, somehow, some way, all those legal concerns are cleaned up and he's basically exonerated, he's a 25 and younger quarterback who has all the athletic talent in the world. He's basically Jalen Hurts. He's basically Jalen Hurts, but better. He's faster than Jalen Hurts, he has a stronger arm than Jalen Hurts, and he's more accurate than Jalen Hurts. Getting a Deshaun Watson is basically a superstar move. Now, it's going to cost you a lot, but the Eagles do have a ton of draft capital. So if they want to go ahead and go down that route, they have all the ability in the world to do that. And then the other big-time option, if the Eagles once again were to go down this route, is Aaron Rodgers. Now, depending on what happens with him in Green Bay, we don't know what's going to happen. They're still in the postseason at this time of me recording this video. But if Aaron Rodgers, maybe they get knocked out by some shenanigans and he's tired of the crap Green Bay's doing, in my opinion, I don't have any sources or anything on this, I think Green Bay would just release Rodgers from his contract. I don't think they would trade him because, kind of similar with the Colts did with Peyton Manning, I think they would give Rodgers that respect to go ahead, thank you for everything, we'll go ahead and release you from your contract, you're free to pursue what you want. I believe the Packers would do that. Once again, I have no sources on this, I have no information on this whatsoever. It's just my opinion on what I think the Packers would do. I think the Packers are that type of organization where if that were to come to blows, they would just release Rodgers and let him make the decision he wants. Now, if that's the case, the Eagles can make a very intriguing pitch to Aaron Rodgers. They can come to him and say, look at these young receivers we got. Look at this elite tight end that we have. Look at our top 10 offensive line that we have. We got all this draft capital that we can go ahead and build our defense around real quick. We have everything you need. And they have cap room. And if they work things out right, maybe they could also entice Devontae Adams to come over as well. Now, to be fair, all three of those options I just mentioned are very unlikely. You know, it's very unlikely, in my opinion right now, that the Deshaun Watson situation is going to get cleared up. Seattle may very well trade Russell Wilson, but what teams would he be willing to go to? And honestly, I wouldn't take Russell Wilson right now if I were the Eagles. I think he's too old and he's probably going to be injury prone. And then Aaron Rodgers, a guy who I would love to get, is probably not going to pick the Eagles, or I think he's just going to stay with Green Bay considering the season they've had so far. And of course, there's other options out there right now. You know, there's rumors that Derek Carr might not return with the Raiders, but are you really going to go ahead and put Derek Carr over Jalen Hurts at this point in time? Is Derek Carr the type of quarterback that's going to put you over the top? I don't know. That's something that the Eagles organization would have to decide. I'd be very iffy on it. I wouldn't give up on Hurts if I'm getting Derek Carr. I don't think Derek Carr gives you enough. Not that Derek Carr's not a good quarterback. He's a good quarterback. But I'm thinking what the Eagles want. They want an elite talent quarterback. You know, Jeffrey Lurie has said this on multiple times in the past. He wants an elite offense. And how they get an elite offense is you get an elite quarterback. And I don't put Derek Carr in an elite quarterback category. Now, the other option the Eagles could go is, well, the draft. The NFL draft. You know, a lot of teams, some of the teams I named earlier, they all drafted these great quarterbacks. That's how they got them. Well, when you look at this draft class, there's nobody really popping out that's really that great. I mean, you could go ahead and make the argument that, you know, the Eagles developed the quarterback properly, they'll be able to go ahead and the guy would be successful. They just have to develop him properly. Well, you're assuming you have all the right guys in place for that. We assumed that with Carson Wentz, and look what happened. It didn't go that well for us. And even look at Jalen Hurts right now. Are we developing Jalen Hurts well enough right now? I'm not sure. Along with that, like I said before, is there really a quarterback prospect that's really out there that says, yes, we have to have him? I mean, there's not a Trevor Lawrence out there. There's not a Patrick Mahomes. There's not, or even a Deshaun Watson. There is not a quarterback prospect out there that you say, ooh, we have to have this guy. This guy can change everything for us. Along with the fact is, to be fair, I think with some of these quarterbacks, if the Eagles really wanted them, which I kind of hope they don't, they could probably just wait. I mean, right now, and this is official draft picks for them right now, the Eagles hold the number 15, 16, and 19th pick in the NFL draft. If the Eagles want to, they can package a number of those picks together and get in the top 5 and 10 if they really want somebody. And if it's a quarterback they really like and want, they can go get them. And that's without a question. If they want somebody, they have the ammo to go get them. The thing is, do they think any of these guys are that good? As we all know, early in the season, Howie Roseman went ahead and scouted Kenny Pickett, which was one of the top quarterbacks coming out in this class. And to be honest, I'm not sure if Kenny Pickett's the guy. I don't see anything special with him. Yeah, he's got nice legs, he's got a decent arm, but you're kind of going backwards now. You know, the Eagles took some steps forward this year. They have upside. They look like they're a promising team coming up in the future. And in a sense, this was Jalen Hurts' rookie year starting. This was his opportunity to play, to get better, to improve. And if you go ahead and you draft a rookie quarterback, you're going back to square one. This season that had so much promise and hype kind of becomes a lost season now because you went ahead and went backwards instead of forward. So this isn't an easy question to ask. And to be honest, nobody's really going to have the answer right now. But right now, I think a lot of people are probably overreacting on this scenario. For me personally, I know I said this before, I'll say it again. I think you give Jalen Hurts another year because right now there's not many better options out there for you. If I was to give up on Hurts right now, there'd be only 2 quarterbacks I'd do it for. And that'd be Deshaun Watson with no legal issues because at that point I got no problem trading multiple ones for him. And then Aaron Rodgers. And as I stated before earlier in the video, I don't think you're going to have to trade for him. I think the Packers would just release him, and then you just got to make your pitch towards him. Now, will he pick the Eagles or not? That's a whole other question and it's issue. But in my opinion, those are the only 2 quarterbacks that appear that are available at this time that I would consider giving up Hurts on. And also, to be fair, if the Eagles did go get Rodgers, they really wouldn't have to give up on Hurts. They still have him under contract, and depending on how long Rodgers plays, you could go ahead and keep Rodgers for a couple of years. He'll mentor Hurts, and then maybe Hurts becomes your guy a few years later. So, who knows what's going to happen at this point? Right now, it hasn't been that long since the Eagles' playoff loss. A lot of people got their opinions, and everybody's shooting off on what they think right now. At this point in time, yeah, this is a shitty way to end the season. It sucks, and it stinks. Yeah, Jalen Hurts deserves some of the blame for it. And yeah, Jalen Hurts hasn't really given you that full-blown confidence that he can be the guy. But don't just look at this game. Look at the entirety of the season. The question is, has Jalen Hurts gotten better? And the answer is yes. He has improved from week 1 to today. He was a much better quarterback now than he was later. In my review, I know I talked about how even though, yeah, Jalen Hurts struggled, he was looking downfield. He wasn't just taking off and running like he did earlier in the season. He was trying to extend and make plays when they were there. He just missed them or made the wrong decisions at the time. You know, that's growth. And yeah, he's making those mistakes, but you know what? In the future, he's going to learn for those and get better. And the guy works his ass off. So there's no question that he's going to go back to the drawing board, work on his mechanics, and get better. But at this point in time, I have to say, you got to stick with Hurts right now. He's the guy for next year, unless you're literally getting Deshaun Watson with no legal problems or Aaron Rodgers. I don't give up on Jalen Hurts. But that's just my opinion at this time. With that, I want to thank you all for listening to the Process YouTube channel. If you like or agree with what I got to say, hit the like button. If you don't agree, or if you do agree, please say so in the comment section below. And what's your opinion on Jalen Hurts? Do you have any ideas what the Eagles should do? Or is there a certain quarterback you would like the Eagles to go get, whether it's a draft pick or a guy who's currently in the NFL and they should trade for? Love to hear it in the comment section below. And with that, I'll catch you all later. Peace.